We have a very exciting tasting to talk to you about today. It's Syrah from Washington State, and man, is it delicious.
I'm John Bretcher.
And I'm Dottie Gator. Together we write the tastings column in the Wall Street Journal. Washington State has become the second biggest producer of wine in the U.S. after California. It makes delightful wines from lovely Rieslings to put hair on your chest Lembergers. But the people in the know in Washington State believe that Syrah is their ticket, and it is a formidable wine. Syrah is the same grape that makes fabulous wines in the Rhone Valley, and in Australia it's Shiraz. But Washington State makes a very distinctive personal wine.
We've been big fans of Washington Syrah for a long time. In our two most recent big broad tastings of American Syrah, both times a Washington Syrah won, and both times it was Dunham Cellars. Really, really good. But we had never done a tasting just of Washington Syrah, and here's the reason. There just aren't enough out there. There haven't been enough nationwide that we could do a tasting and then assume that you could find one. That has changed. There are now quite a few Washington Syrahs out there. They tend to be small production, so you don't know which one you'll find, but there are a lot of them out there. So what we did was we bought 50 from stores outside of Washington. We wanted to make sure that they got at least a little bit of out-of-state distribution.
These are wines that are big and brawny and yet cerebral and with finesse. And this one is sleek and lean. You can imagine that heft
big, sleek,
with
lean.
Yeah, a big man who can dance.
You can probably smell this. Really, isn't it something?
Yeah, it is.
It is just such a remarkable wine. And it turns out to be Dunham Cellars again, this time in 2004.
Right.
Now, as it happens, our rating system goes from yak to delicious with an exclamation point. Delicious with an exclamation is for a wine, there are very few every year, that we find so exciting that we just want to shout about it. There's a wine we want to shout about!
And two other wines in our tasting, this is really unusual, rated delicious without the exclamation point. Very, very rare. This is Owen Rowe. Now the winery is in Oregon, but the grapes come from Washington State. And this is Gramercy Cellars, also a delicious without the exclamation point. These are really, really knock your socks off wines.
We would say overall that right now these are the most exciting wines being made in America as a group that you can actually find on shelves.
The ones that were failures were coarse and vulgar and kind of sweet and yucky and clumsy. So clearly the state is still trying to figure out how to do this well every time, which is really hard for any wine region. But you owe it to yourself to go out and try one. They're
right.
Really something.
Absolutely right. If you'd like to read our column on this, WSJ.com/tastings. We hope to see you there. Cheers.
Cheers.